Hey, what's up, guys? Adam Franco here. I wanted to start a new kind of series program that I will refer to as Simple Blue Collar Finance from the White Collar Professionals. So, pretty much what I found was a lot of normal working Americans aren't great at budgeting, aren't great at investing, aren't great at planning for retirement. Maybe all or any one of those things, because we spend our time with our families, working a full-time job, supporting our families, and doing things we enjoy. And for the majority, most people don't really enjoy reading textbooks about finance and investing and retirement. It's just boring and taxes. Well, fortunately, I love to geek out on that stuff. I literally listen to financial podcasts, I listen to financial audiobooks, I read tax code, I read publications from the IRS. For some reason, I love it. So instead of keep all that information myself and just benefit from it personally, I wanted to kind of start a series. So there's kind of 2 points to this particular video. Number one is to educate you guys and maybe give you some actionable items that you can take from this video today and implement in your life today, right now. And the other thing, I think I said too. So, the first thing that I did was I created a budget, and I did that from an Excel sheet. Very simple. Pretty much I broke it up into different months, and for each month I put out how much I'm going to spend on insurance, gas, food, going out to eat, spending money, nutritional stuff, health, different major spending categories, and I broke that out. And looked at my bank account, because if you have online banking, you can go back and usually kind of see where your spending lies and figure out what that number is. Or even after a month of tracking it, you figure out real quick what your spending is. So I did that, and then I budgeted at the beginning of the month, and then my wife and I budgeted at the beginning of the month. And at the end of the month, we went back and compared our spending to our budget amount, and wouldn't you know it, we spent way more than we budgeted for, which is okay. And my goal was not to deprive us or starve us. It was just to figure out what we are spending money on. And that in and of itself can be incredible. It's just amazing what you can learn about yourself just by taking a look at your spending habits. So once we did that, we figured out where the majority of our money was going, where money was coming from, where money was going, and how we can meet our goals. Which leads me to my next point, which is I don't believe in depriving yourself for the sake of depriving yourself. I don't believe in have no fun or have no enjoyment and starve yourself emotionally until you're 65 and then try and spend all your money on fun and stuff, at the latter end of your life. I don't believe in that. However, what I also don't believe in, and I will try my best to keep a lot of my personal opinions out of this. I want to make this an educational kind of piece so that we can learn from it and we can work together and accomplish our financial goals. But I will try to keep my opinions out of it. However, I don't believe in consumerism. Well, quite frankly, I don't have a choice. And what that means is consumerism in America just means a lot of our focus is focused around spending money. And when we live in a capitalist country, or at least a country like ours, in order for our economy to grow and for the world to go around, money has to be spent, and a lot of it. And that's okay. But I think it's important for us to educate ourselves on what it is we're spending it on and what we are, what kind of marketing is being presented to us and how it's impacting us, because it's incredibly powerful what marketing can do to us. So, like I promised, I'm getting actionable items coming up on 5 minutes here. So, actionable items is start a budget. And I know that sounds crazy, so here's what I'm going to do. If you would like my personal Excel sheet that I use, it's very simple and you can manipulate it to whatever fits best for you. I made it so that you can play with stuff and move stuff around. Comment below and just say, hey, please send me that Excel sheet, or send me a private message with your email, and that way I have somewhere to send it, and you can get to budgeting there. So in addition to that budgeting, so note number one, if you're taking notes here, note number one is the budget, Excel spreadsheet budget, or some type of budget, whether it be mine or yours or somebody else's or an app or whatever. So budgeting is number one. Number two is in line with budgeting, but that's tracking your spending. And the easiest way to go about it is to track your spending almost daily. And the way I do that is I use an app called Mint. It's free. It's worked great for me. I don't get paid anything by telling you guys about it. I really stand behind that product, and I use it every day of my life. My wife uses it. It helps us put our finances in an understandable way. It takes all of our finances and puts them into one place. Even my investment accounts, savings accounts, checking, credit cards, my cell phone bill, everything. It puts it all in there, and that helps to kind of analyze that data. It takes all the data so you can analyze it. So that's part two, is download that app, or find some way, I don't know of many other ways, but find some way of easily, simply tracking your expenses. And an app on your phone is what I found is to be the easiest way to do it. And then the third thing is educate yourself on money. Educate yourself on spending. Educate yourself on consumerism. Educate yourself on yourself. Figure out, start asking yourself, why am I spending this money? What am I trying to accomplish by buying this thing, this car, this house, this piece of clothing? What am I really buying when I buy that thing? And it's really interesting what the answer to that question is when you can honestly ask yourself that. And so back to the education piece, I would say, I won't go too much into education on this video. So let me know what you think about this information. Let me know if it was helpful. And most importantly, let me know what it is that you would like to accomplish in your financial house, whether it be figuring out how to save more, figuring out how to budget, whatever it may be. So look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.